All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome. We're very excited to share something that both Michael and I are very passionate about. It is called the Global Student Chat. So today we're going to talk a little bit about what it is and how you and your students can join us. And we do have a bit.ly for the presentation if you are interested in taking this back. So I guess we'll start with introductions. This is Global Student Chat, Authentic Digital Leadership and Student Voice and Agency for Students by Students. Go ahead, Michael.
Yes, and I am Michael Drezik. I'm a district tech integrator at Lakeshore Central School District outside of Buffalo, New York, USA. Proud to be a Google certified innovator and trainer, and happy to be here sharing with you all today and joining Jennifer in this Spark Camp session.
And I'm Jennifer Casa-Todd. Michael and I were in the New York City cohort. I'm an author, an innovator, trainer. I've also won the Digital Citizenship PLN Award for ISTE, and I am the co-founder of the Global Student Chat, which you're going to learn about today.
So, when we look at things like social media, it's really easy to say, why not to a lot of things. It's really easy to shut that down because of all of the bad. I guess tongue in cheek, you could also say, why not social media? We all know its benefits. You just heard from Jennifer that she was a Digital Citizenship Award winner from ISTE. And I think, stuff like that doesn't happen without social media because digital citizenship is such a big part of that. This is adults maybe shutting down opportunities for kids. And you're going to learn that Global Student Chat is really just the opposite of that and leveraging social media.
The World Economic Forum actually lists as one of the top skills kids need in 2025, leadership and social influence. And we know that every business today, social media permeates it, like it or not. We also know that a student's online presence is important in today's world. So we ask ourselves, if not us, if educators aren't supporting students to use social media positively and productively, then where are they learning it? Because in my experience, as a recent author of a parent book, parents are really struggling with this as well. Students are struggling with it. And so if not us, then who? And one of the really exciting things that we're seeing happening, Michael, next slide is perfect, is that the students who are involved in this initiative as student leaders are really excited about how they're using social media differently. So this is one of our students, Anna Heat. She says, while learning in the classroom is important, a forum to discuss real-world issues and topics has been an invaluable gift. Interacting and networking with a variety of people has allowed me to discover my passion. And she has that because of the Global Student Chat, she's been involved in a variety of different other things. She's been able to network in really cool and powerful ways.
And I would also add that, when these student leaders maybe are unsure of joining or participating in something like a Global Student Chat that's putting themselves out to the world, I think it really enables them or empowers them to take more risks in other areas beyond the Global Student Chat.
Absolutely. So if you're looking to connect with us, and we're going to be talking quite a bit about it, but you can take a look at the hashtag Global Student Chat. It used to be called Global Ed Student Chat, so that's still our handle on Twitter. And our purpose and mission you're going to look at in a few minutes here, but it's learning to connect and connecting to learn. And one of the most significant things I think that we've noticed in this work, and this is something that was created by the other co-founder, is when I create a tweet or when I create an Instagram post, when I'm online on YouTube, I am actually, so a tweet, for example, maybe Twitter's not the best example right now, but certainly you're reading, you're writing, you're creating media, you are reflecting and communicating and collaborating, writing for a purpose and audience. So there are lots of curriculum connections. And certainly when students communicate on panel, all of the oral communication skills that we're looking for kids to develop are also being addressed there.
I guess that could also, be changed to when I post, I am with many of the social media.
Exactly.
All right, so this is just a little bit about what this looks like. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Global Ed Student Chat for 2020-2021. Welcome to everyone on panel and those joining us from around the globe.
We are a student-led Twitter chat that connects K-12 students around the world to discuss topics and questions related to character, education, social justice, and citizenship.
And what I can appreciate about that video is that that was made and edited by a student. That wasn't made by Jennifer or I. And, you know, we're just seeing them really step up their technology skills through all of this process as well because of the opportunities that they have as a group.
Absolutely. And the other thing that's really exciting is that the topics that we talk about throughout the year are also generated by students. The questions themselves that we talk about every month are generated by students. So these are the list of our topics for 2022. We started with a collaboration with Media Smarts in October. Media Smarts is a Canadian media literacy not-for-profit organization. And again, you can go back to these because we do record them on YouTube, so you can go back and take a look. If you happen to have a unit on citizenship, what does that look like? And you want student voice. We just finished our November chat last week. It was called Carving a Path to Success. And it talked about what success looks like. So it's perfect for a career studies class. And we had Dave Burgess as our expert. The students really want to talk about Gen Z and how they are different from other different generations. So really excited about what questions they're going to come up with there. Then they want to talk about smartphones versus smart people, which I can't wait for. And that'll be in January. Self-care will happen in February of 2023. Media influence on youth. Consumerism and the environment for Earth Day. And then a couple of students who are from India want to talk about the Asian American, Asian Pacific Islander Heritage Month in May. And so again, these are all student generated topics, and then the students will create questions for them to talk about throughout the year.
And I think what's nice about that too is that, you know, like Jennifer had mentioned, that they are recorded and they are on YouTube. The tweets are always there to go back to as well. So really, you know, if there's a slow chat that's happening all month long, anyone can go back and add their voice. And we really encourage students to do that. And if students don't have a social media account, potentially a class run account might be able to post as a class using student initials. And, you know, in those archived YouTube recordings, I think that that's something that even a teacher could bring into their classroom and have a conversation with it, almost in that virtual field trip type sense, where you could pull in authentic student conversations, but then in a safe and secure environment, have your students really contributing to the conversation. So, you know, how does this all come together? Annually in September, we invite them to complete a survey to suggest the topics that they would like to discuss. If I were to go back to that other slide, you can see that Sam, one of our student leaders, you know, he tweeted that topic survey out to everybody using the hashtag, and we're just trying to build up those topics and gather them for the year. And then really the student leads build the schedule, create the questions and graphics, and start tweeting. I know that sounds really simple, but behind the scenes, they're meeting, they're organizing, they're adjusting, and then you know, then the magic happens when that day comes, when you know, classes from around the world have the opportunity to participate either in the live tweet and talk or that extended slow chat that continues throughout the month. You know, and really it's really neat to see. So this is just a look at some of our student leaders. You can see we have a diverse group of students that comes from all across the globe. These are some of the students that we've had. You can see Anna Heat and Sam and Niyati and Namia and Eunice and Maddie and Rebecca. And, you know, we really made it a point in this graphic to have them showing up larger than the adults, because we try to just we guide them, but also stay out of their way. And really, this is really just a chat for students by students. And
so you could participate in a few ways. So as Michael mentioned, here are the topics. It's on YouTube. As a class, You can watch the either live or replay and participate that way, right? Engage in conversations. But for any students who are over 13 who are interested in a marketing career, who are interested in using social media positively and productively, we also have social media ambassadors. So student leaders who are engaging in a variety, they can choose any one of these platforms, and they are creating graphics for us. They're engaging with one another. So we are slowly building that team, and certainly contact me if you think you have some students who might be interested in doing this and being engaged that way.
And what's nice about this is that we started with exclusively Twitter, and from the ideas of the students and their desire to expand their reach, they've really brought in some of these other platforms and have taken the lead on that. So I think that any student that becomes a social media ambassador, it's a good opportunity for them, but it also helps them get more involved in the conversation of what's happening on a month-to-month basis, because they're social media ambassadors. They're not going to miss any of the monthly topics or questions. So there are some norms, and I think the norms help make this chat productive. And these are norms that were also developed by the students. And here's an example of a past chat called What's Trending from last November. And, we want these comments to be positive and productive. We want people to realize that this chat is open to students targeted in K-12. We have had some university students join, which is really nice. And we've even had some adults join in to prompt the students for various questions. So that's nice to see. We really want active participation in different mediums, whether it's just putting a comment in the YouTube live stream or whether it's, putting something on social media and tagging the Global Student Chat. But you can see here that they've also added that, they want diverse opinions. They don't want everyone to agree with each other. They'd like to have ideas challenged, but that, if you do disagree, that you disagree with the idea and not that person. It's really building up some of those authentic digital citizenship experiences for them in this way. And then, using language that's inclusive and culturally appropriate. They wanted to add that in there as they, I guess, evolve these norms through the years. So,
and isn't this exactly what we want? Like, we look at some adults who are not using online spaces respectively and respectfully and productively, and here we are helping students to engage and interact with one another in an authentic and respectful way. And I think what's so significant is we have run this program in different iterations for almost 5 years now. It began as the Ontario Student Chat, and then it was the Global Ed Student Chat. Now it's the Global Student Chat, but it's always been the same chat. We have never, ever had any issues with disrespectful language. Have we had people disagree with one another? Absolutely, but it has always been positively and productively, and we're just so proud of that. And we also think it has to do with our norms, that we begin with our norms at the beginning of every chat, and we reiterate this. And our student leaders who are interacting with others really take these norms to heart because they created them. So I think it's so cool. The other thing that really is of benefit to our students, student leaders, but also any classes who participate, is the fact that they're gaining new tech skills. So our student leaders themselves and our social media ambassadors use Canva, we use StreamYard, we use Zoom, but Google Sheets is how we create our agenda and stay organized. Google Docs is where students will come up with a whole bunch of different questions, and then we will all use a highlighting tool on that question in order to narrow it down. We start with a whole bunch of questions. We narrow down what would be the best questions to get this conversation going. And then, of course, we use YouTube Live in order to showcase or to have our live panels. And that's like all of these. It's been so incredible to hear about how kids have learned these tech skills in the context of our learning and growing together. And certainly if you're interested, there is a student, I had a podcast called the Social Media Podcast. One of our students, Anna Heat, on the next slide, it's episode 33. If you're interested in more, there's an interview with her there where she talks about the value of the Global Student Chat. to her and to her learning and to her growth.
We've had many guest experts really from across the globe join in, and while it's the global student chat, I think it's really important that we have an expert on panel that we invite to reflect, I guess, on what the students are talking about from another perspective, and also to ask more questions of them, to maybe push their thinking a little bit more as maybe someone with more experience on the topics that the students are interested in chatting about. So it's just really nice to see this grow. This is just some of the many guest experts that have been on the Global Student Chat. And we're always looking for more. So if anybody joining today's Spark Camp is interested in potentially becoming a guest expert on some of those topics that you've seen earlier and what's coming for the school year, by all means, do reach out to us, because we'd love to have your voice included as well.
This is just what you'll see when you get to our website. You'll see our blog, which links to all of our past topics, chat details. If you're kind of worried about getting started, there is a link there to how to get started. Start here, as well as to our YouTube channel. On the 1st of every month, Lee, the other co-founder, will post a blog outlining the questions that are going to be covered, as well as a link to the YouTube. So everything that you need is on globaledstudentchat.com. And certainly, I don't know if you wanted to add to that, Michael, but if you look at what others are saying, we've had such pause. Anyone who participates is just blown away. They're blown away by the students and what the students are saying to one another. They're blown away by the actual conversations that happen in their own classes as a result of the provocations. And so we're just so proud. We're just so proud of the initiative. We're excited about it. We love the, learning with and from the students, and we love how there's a ripple effect of conversation for anyone who's involved.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at some of the comments here. It always makes me smile. What a great, insightful conversation. Incredible experience. Proud of my students. Had an amazing time. You can see that, up in the corner there, one student even went, offline mode and sketched out the Twitter chat on communication. I love that. You could tell when you see something like that they're engaged and ultimately empowered. So, we believe in the power of network, and there's lots of different ways you can support the Global Student Chat. You can share this information that this exists with educators in your school districts and in your professional learning networks. You can support K-12 classes in your district and in your network that want to participate. I know in my school district, we had a health teacher that was looking for a way to get involved with her students on a lesson on body image, and was asking me for various technology resources. She didn't know about Global Student Chat. I was able to pull that class into that topic because that was one of the topics that the students wanted to talk about, was body image. And it was really an authentic experience for that middle school health class to watch the live panel, to be able to put some comments in. So, sometimes it's just adults and educators supporting classes that maybe don't know how to get started. And then, join each month, even if you can join once a year. I think it's just an important experience when you actually do just give it a shot, how awesome it is to learn from and with the students. The student leaders on the website, their social media handles are there. Give the students a follow and help amplify their voices. And obviously there's on the website, you can subscribe to the monthly newsletter that makes sure that once a month, you'll get that email letting you know what that month's Tweet and Talk is going to be about. So,
and that's it, on time. So we invite you to join us. I have shared the link again, and it looks like an amazing session is happening up next. So thank you so much for joining us, everyone, and excited about the rest of the day.
Thank you both, Michael and Jennifer, for sharing.